You tell yourself every single month, okay, this is the month I finally start saving. You get your paycheck, pay your bills, maybe treat yourself a little, and then you look at what's left and think, I'll just save whatever's left over at the end. And then the end of the month comes, and somehow, there's nothing left. Sound familiar? You're not lazy. You're not bad with money. You're just using a system that's literally designed to fail. And I'm going to show you why. And more importantly, how to fix it with something so simple it almost feels like cheating. My name is Tom, and I spend way too much time thinking about savings psychology, and why smart people still struggle with money. If you're someone who earns a decent income, but still feels like you're not making progress on your savings goals, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Here's the thing. The median American household has about $8,000 saved in their bank accounts. That's according to the Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances. And look, that might sound okay, but here's what most people don't realize. About 57% of American adults are living paycheck to paycheck, not just low-income earners. We're talking people making six figures who still can't seem to get ahead. And the frustrating part? Most of them have tried to save. They've read the articles. They've downloaded the budgeting apps. They genuinely want to do better. So why isn't it working? The answer is something called the leftover method. And it's probably what you're doing right now. The leftover method means you spend first and save whatever happens to be remaining. It sounds logical, right? Pay your bills, live your life, save the rest. But here's where it falls apart. Your checking account is a war zone. Every bill, every subscription, every random Amazon purchase, every I deserve this moment. It all comes from the same pool of money. And when savings has to compete with spending, spending wins every single time. This isn't a willpower problem. This is a design problem. Let me put it this way. Imagine you're trying to lose weight, but you keep a fully stocked pantry of cookies, chips, and ice cream right next to your desk. Sure, you could resist temptation every single day through sheer discipline. Or you could just not keep junk food in the house. The second approach works because it removes the decision entirely. That's exactly what the two-account setup does for your money. So here's the framework. It's not complicated, but it is powerful. Account number 1 is your bills and spending account. This is your main checking account where your paycheck gets deposited. It handles your fixed expenses, rent, utilities, subscriptions, groceries, gas, and your discretionary spending. Account number 2 is your savings account. And critically, this needs to be at a different bank, not just a separate account at the same bank, a completely different institution. Now, you might be thinking, Tom, why does it need to be at a different bank? That seems like overkill. This is where it gets really interesting. There's a concept in behavioral economics called mental accounting, developed by Nobel Prize winner Richard Thaler. Mental accounting describes how we naturally categorize money into different mental buckets based on where it comes from, or what it's intended for. When your savings sits in the same bank as your checking account, your brain treats it as one big pool of money. It's too easy to access. You can transfer it with 2 taps on your phone. And when money is easy to access, it gets accessed. But when your savings is at a different bank, something psychological shifts. It becomes other money, money that exists, but money that requires actual effort to touch. You'd have to log into a different app, initiate a transfer, wait 1 to 3 business days. That friction, as small as it sounds, creates a psychological barrier that protects your savings from your impulses. Now here's where the magic happens. You're going to automate a transfer from account 1 to account 2 every single time you get paid. Before you spend a dime, before you pay bills, before you do anything. Look, there was a study by Thaler and Benarzi, called the Save More Tomorrow program. They found that when savings was automatic, projected savings rates more than doubled within 5 years, going from about 5% to nearly 11%. And separate research has shown that combining visualization with automation can boost savings by more than 70%. Why does automation work so well? Because it removes you from the equation. Your future self, the one who's tired after work and sees a sale at their favorite store, never gets the chance to make a bad decision. The money is already gone. Let me show you what this actually looks like with real numbers. Say you earn $4,500 per month after taxes. Under the leftover method, you might save $100 here, $200 there, maybe nothing some months. Let's be generous and say you average $150 per month. After 1 year, you'd have $1,800. Better than nothing, but not exactly life-changing. Now let's apply the two-account system. You set up an automatic transfer of $400 on every payday. That's roughly 9% of your income. That money moves to your separate savings account before you even see it. In your spending account, after 1 year, you have $4,800 saved. After 2 years, $9,600. Add just a few months more, and you've crossed $10,000. Same income, same bills, same lifestyle, essentially, but completely different outcome. And here's what most people don't realize. Because you never see that $400 in your spending account, you don't miss it. Your brain adapts to the lower number. You adjust your spending to what's available. This is called Parkinson's law applied to money. Spending expands to fill whatever resources are available. Now, you might be thinking, but Tom, I can't afford to save $400 a month. And look, I hear you. But here's my challenge: start with whatever you can. Even $50. Even $25. The exact amount matters less than the system. Once you prove to yourself that you can automate savings and still survive, you'll naturally want to increase it. And you should increase it by 1% every few months, until it feels slightly uncomfortable. Another objection I hear is, what about emergencies? What if I need that money fast? This is actually why the two-account system works. Better than locking your money away completely. You can still access it. It just takes a day or two. That delay is enough to stop impulse spending, but short enough that genuine emergencies can still be handled. Here's something nobody talks about. When you automate your savings and watch that separate account grow, something changes in how you see yourself. You stop being someone who can't save money and become someone who saves money automatically. That identity shift is huge, because once you see yourself as a saver, your other financial decisions start aligning with that identity. You think twice before unnecessary purchases. You start looking for ways to increase your savings rate. Financial progress becomes part of who you are, not just something you're trying to force yourself to do. Alright, let's make this concrete. Here's exactly what I want you to do this week. Step 1: open a savings account at a different bank. Look for a high-yield savings account. Many online banks offer rates above 4% right now, with no fees and no minimums. Step 2: calculate your savings amount. Take your monthly after-tax income and start with at least 5%. If you can do 10% or more, even better. But don't let perfection stop you from starting. Step 3: set up the automatic transfer. Schedule it for the day after your paycheck hits. Make it recurring. Then forget it exists. Step 4: adjust your spending account mindset. Whatever's left in your checkie. Look, there's no shortage of complicated financial advice out there. But sometimes the most powerful strategies are the simplest ones. 2 accounts, 1 transfer, automatic, done. The difference between people who save $10,000 and people who keep saying next month isn't intelligence or income, it's systems. And now you have the system. 1 year from now, you can either have $10,000 saved, or you can still be wondering where all your money went. The choice is actually that simple. If this helped you out, hit that subscribe button. I put out new videos every week on building wealth without making your life miserable. Drop a comment below and tell me what's your savings goal for this year. I read every single one.